Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome everyone to Division 2 Racing here in Rush Racing League. I am your host for today, GameHawk. I hope you guys are all doing very well. I hope that you guys all find this well, as we are here for a sprint race weekend here in Miami. We are getting ready and set to go here as the drivers are getting ready and getting all of their setups ready to go. We will make sure that everything is squared away and we will be good to go and underway. And if you guys are new, welcome first, as I make sure that everything is all said and good. I have sent the command that green flag is ready. We will be here and ready to go as we make sure that everything is working. Everything should be good as we are here in Miami. The sprint race is about to start. And the way that the sprint races work around here is that we do not have any qualifying. The way that it works is that it is reverse championship order. And then the results of this sprint race will determine the grid for the feature race. As the drivers are ready, and here we go on the grid in 5 lights time. And we are underway here in the sprint race here in Miami. Plum is going to get a good start in the Alpine. He's going to go side by side with Calgano down to turn 1. And the McLaren, and oh, we got big contact. It looks like one driver outbraked himself at a huge collision. And that is going to throw the order all out of whack as people are jumping up and down the grid as we head through. And now side-by-side action as Kaizu is still fighting side-by-side with Slushy, who is going to get the better jump as we head through the straight. As I make sure that everything is good and it looks good so far. As we head down, and now both Aston Martins are side-by-side. And now look at this. Iron is going to go ahead and make the move around Angry Badger. Still side by side heading down, and looks like Iron is going to go a little deep. That's going to leave the door open as still side by side fighting. This is going to be very precarious, getting a little bit of the wall, but Iron is going to be able to hold on for right now. As you can see, Plum has run away with it as he avoided that first lap contact. And you can see all of the drivers heading down to the hairpin. And here in the sprint race, it is only 10 laps. As Plum will go ahead and set the fastest lap. Actually, surprisingly, he is on the hard compound. Him and Nemesis are both on the hard compound. Everyone else on the mediums. And right now it must be working as Plum leads. And now there's movement as Daza is going to make the inside move on his teammate. And Daza is going to take over P3 from his teammate. And you can see that all of these drivers are very, very close up and down the grid. As we go on board here with Jay, as he's going to head down the straight as he is chasing down the Audi of London, or as we all know him, Governor. And now he's going to go to the inside of Governor. Is he going to be able to make the move done? He's using all that battery. And right there, he's going to get the move done. And he is going to be able to take over P5. And actually, no, Governor is going to fight back. So it's actually fairly still a very close battle. And now you can hear the sound of the contact there. I am planning on hearing that a lot. And actually, we got movement above. Here goes Daza to the inside of Nemesis. Side by side. And now it looks like Daza's actually going to break out of it, back out of it in favor of the battery. And everything will stay as it is. But actually, it might depend on who gets a better launch. There was contact. But it looks like we all stay well and good as we enter lap 3. And actually, Slushy is going to go ahead and set the fastest lap, the 129.6. And I'm curious to see how this is going to look, especially when we get to the front race. And Kaizu is going to retire, and retires in the on the front stretch, but there is no safety car, so we will continue to race on. But as I said before, I am curious to see how this is going to go, as in the Division 1 race, we actually had a very wet start. I mean, it was pouring down rain in the first race for Division 1. If we may see a little bit of rain here as well, but only time will tell. As actually Daza is still looking to make the move on Project Nemesis. Actually, Jay did make the move past Fox, so Jay moves up into P4. And now maybe here's the move. Daza on the inside of Nemesis. Still side by side. Is he going to back out, or is he going to stick his nose in it this time? He's going to stick his nose in it. Down the inside. Project Nemesis hanging it around the outside. Not enough. And Daza will move up into P2. And will take over that next spot. And actually, look at this. So Jay looks like he's going to be able to make a move as well. And no, oh no, he's going to back out of it, actually. So we will stay where we are for right now, as Jay has been on an absolute tear, climbing up the grid. And him, Fox, or yeah, sorry, Daza, Jay, Fox, and Governor are the biggest gainers here so far, gaining the most positions from the back of the grid. As right now, this is still Plum's race to win. And especially now, he benefited from avoiding those first lap collisions. Because remember, the Racing Bull of Calgano was in second place. And then there was contact from, I believe it was Said. So that resulted in a loss of a lot of grid places. Actually, now maybe we'll see the move to the inside. Does Jay keep it? He is going to keep it, but he breaks early. And he is going to go ahead. And oh, wait, maybe now making the move. Still right there, and now they got to be careful because now Fox is trying to get in the fight as well. Fox is going to go trying to the inside, had to take evasive action. Calgano's not going to appreciate that evasive action, as we have almost a traffic jam building. And now you can see to the side, you can see in the background a Racing Bull and Audi fighting, and the Racing Bull is holding on for right now. But Slushy is trying to get around. Is he going to get around the inside? They're still neck and neck. A little bit of wheel banging, but the Racing Bull of Calgano is going to be able to hold on for right now, as the Audi of Slushy. Oh, and now maybe a little bit of a slide there. Maybe you get a little too close to the wall. But everything will stay as it is. As now Daza is actually opening the gap away from Project Nemesis. So that is going to leave Project Nemesis very exposed, as you would say, for Jay to try and overtake Project Nemesis. Making sure that everything is working. I'll go ahead and make sure that that is working. Apologies if you guys couldn't, but make sure that everything is working correctly. We'll go back here, and actually look at that. So so a huge moment that my apologies for possibly missing it, but Nemesis actually fell down the order down to P7. So Jay moves into third, Fox fourth, Calgano fifth, Slushy seventh. Or sorry, Slushy sixth. So an interesting falling down, but you can see already we may have movement as Governor is trying to go to the outside of Said. Who is going to be able to make the move? And it looks like the Racing Bull Said's going to be able to hold on for it right now. And right now holding on, and Said is going to be able to hold on for the lead right now. And you can see Daz has already opened up that gap, but I'm wondering who is going to be the one to make the next move. Right now I'm actually looking at Calgano. Is he going to make the move? No, he thought about it. He thought about the heroic dive bomb, thought better, and chose to wait. As we are in lap 7 of 10. Here in the sprint race. Oh, and now big moment. Jay is around. Jay is going to tumble down the order to 9th. Luckily, it doesn't look like he has any damage. The Cadillac of John DT had to take evasive action. And all of a sudden, both Calgano and Jay were the biggest sufferers of that. And now we're going to see movement. Slushy to the inside of Fox. Calgano trying to do the same. Who is going to be the one to make it stick? 2 into 1. Who's going to make it? Now, Nemesis is going to try and make the move. Did Nemesis make it? He did, but no, he lost his whole front wing. So he made the move, but he's going to suffer for it. As Slushy is going to have 10 gained positions. And now we got to see as Governor is going to try and make the move. Right now, both of these, the Red Bull and the Racing Bull, are damaged in front of him. What can he do with a perfectly good front wing? And he's going to make it move now as Nemesis is going to go ahead and pit. Jay is actually going to keep racing, which I don't believe he had any damage as far as I can see. So he's going to keep racing. And so far looking down the grid, I mean, we've had a couple huge shakeups. First with Project Nemesis falling down the grid, and then having an incident with Jay, which I believe he spun. I couldn't see any other, I didn't see any other contact. So maybe if there was contact, maybe I missed it. But everything will stay where it is right now. Actually, John DT will get a time penalty. That is one thing that I did not mention. That's second time penalty for track limits violations. And now here, maybe we have a little bit of movement. Said chasing down Fox. Said still has a damaged front wing. Will he be able to hold on? Trying to chase down Fox as we enter the penultimate lap. 2 laps to go here in Miami sprint race. You can see battery saving measures, and oh, maybe he can capitalize on that. Fox going a little too deep there in turn 1. And that's going to let Said hang around for right now. And I think you can tell he is saving battery for that very long straight, but he also has to nurse that broken front wing. But if he can do that, maybe he can make a move happen here. But again, he also has to worry as right now they've got a contest with Governor, who is slowly closing in, and John DT as well. You can't count him out. If something happens, you definitely cannot count him out. And now down the inside, does Ced hold it? He goes too deep, and Fox is going to be able to regain that position. That turn is very tough on this track for that simple reason. It's so easy to go too deep into that turn, to carry too much speed, and it is going to cost the position to Ced right now. Is he going to try and make the move, or is he saving battery? I can see he is saving battery, so maybe he's looking to make another move similar to what he did there, minus overshooting it. As we are on the white flag and final lap, as Plum has a confident lead over Daza, and Daza right now having a 3-second lead over Slushy as well. This would be a fantastic result for Slushy as he started in the back. And now maybe Ced looking for something. Right now, these are the closest competitors, and now maybe a little bit of a mistake from Fox. So now here's a question. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Governor maybe trying to look for that opening that was there. So now here we go. Down the straight, Ced is going to get around. But now here is the question. Is the Governor going to get around? Following down the front stretch, Ced's going to be able to hold on for right now. But now you can see that Fox is slow. There may be an issue, or maybe it's the tires. Heading down this straight. We'll keep an eye on this, but for him, he dominated this, avoided the lap 1 calamity that struck others, and he is going to win the sprint race. Plum in the Alpine is going to go ahead and win it. Daza is going to come home in P2 as we go back and check the battle. As right now, Fox is going to be able to hang on. Slushy will come home in P3. Calgano P4. Ced will be able to hold on to P5. Fox in P6. Governor in P7. John DT P8. Actually, he will fall down the grid, so Jay will take P8. John DT P9. Badger in P10. Iron will come home here in P11. And then Project Nemesis will come home here in P12. And that is the sprint race done and dusted. And looking back here at the final lineup here for the sprint, we have Plum, who comes out as the winner. Daza comes in second place. Slushy P3. Calgano P4. Ced P5. Fox P6. London, or Governor, in P7. Jay P8. John P9. Badger P10. Iron P11. P12 goes the Nemesis. And then Kaizu in P13. A good job to the drivers. We're going to go ahead and go set up the race here. If you guys are watching, be sure to don't go anywhere. We will be right back as we set everything up, and we will be back with more. Welcome back, everyone. We are here for the feature race. We got everything squared away and ready. Green flag is a go, and the drivers are ready. We got a feature race here, 50% at Miami. Sprint race, grid set, and we will begin here. And the lights are out, and we are away here in the Miami Grand Prix. Once again, it looked like Plum got a better start than he did in the sprint race. He's going to be able to take the lead right now. Slushy maintaining that lead ahead. Both racing bulls racing each other hard. Sid is going to be able to get the upper hand, but now that's going to leave him open for the McLaren behind, and the Audi of Governor looking for movement as well. And now the Audi Governor really trying to get past Fox, looking for any sort of opening as we head down through sector 1 into sector 2. And now we have a guy wide. John DT goes wide. He's going to fall to the back of the grid. Kaizu's going to move up into P9, the biggest gainer so far. And now we have a caution. Iron has spun and he loses his front wing. Oh, and he retires. Safety car deployed. He was trying to turn around and he hit the wall with too much force. And that ends his race. That is just pure unfortunate. He had spun and he was okay. Then he went to try and turn around and he hit the wall with too much force. And that ends his race early, and that will bring out the safety car immediately. I can't imagine anyone is going to pit this early, which we can go ahead and show you guys the tires that these guys are currently using. So far, it is a medium starting race. Most of the grid is using the mediums. A spare few decided to start on the hards. So we will go ahead, and I'm looking down the grid. I do not see anyone. Oh, we do see a couple people. Oh, the two people who started on the hards are going to go ahead and pit. And I'm actually going to guess that they're going to go ahead and start on the mediums. So basically, they're going to get their own. Yeah, they restart on the mediums. And that is going to basically just restart. They also are refixing their wing. John DT is actually going to get ahead of Badger, as Badger had to fix his front wing. Oh, and actually, no, that's interesting. John DT has a broken wing, but he did not fix it. Or at least maybe he didn't get a chance to fix it. So he did put on the mediums, but he still has a semi-damaged front wing. As the safety car will lead us down, I can't imagine that the safety car will be out for long. As everyone is all basically already formed up. We only wait for John DT and Angry Badger to rejoin. Then we will be all ready to go. Very chaotic start. And I mean, right now, once again, I think the biggest beneficiary of this was Plum. Now, the difference being that the safety car brought everyone together. So he is going to have to once again have a good restart. And he's going to have to lead this race back to green. And actually, the safety car is going to stay out another lap, surprisingly, unless they do this weird thing that I've seen it in other races where the safety car will decide to go in immediately. No, they will choose to do one more lap. So we will restart going into lap 4. We will be under green flag conditions once again. And actually, John DT is going to pit this time. And this time he's going to more than likely fix his front wing. We go on board here. Yes, he will go ahead and fix his front wing. So that means that he is at the back of the grid, but that does also mean that he has a fixed front wing. I can imagine that we will be going back to green here at the end of this lap. If you guys are new around here, first of all, welcome. My name is GameHawk. I am the commentator and host for today's race. And if you guys are interested in watching more of this exciting racing, go ahead and follow the Twitch. You guys will get notified of every single time that we go live with an event or with another race. And if you guys are interested in racing, being a steward, being a commentator, you guys can join the Discord with the link in the Twitch bio that you can go ahead and join Rush, and you can join up and be a part of this wonderful league. Safety car is in this lap. So that means Plum will take control of the field as we head back to green. Question will be, when will he go? Will he get a good start? And he's going to go ahead and go now. We're back to green flag racing. as Plum decided to just go ahead and go early. I'm going to make sure that the audio is slightly turned up, as Plum is going to lead us away. We're going to look down, up and down the grid. So far, no movement out of the safety car here. And I'm actually looking at this McLaren. Does the McLaren of Fox possibly have damage? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe that is a visual bug? Can't really tell. Or no, he does have damage. Fox does have wing damage, so that is going to absolutely hurt him, as already Governor and Jay are already catching up to him. Heading down through Sector 2, still really close. Daza still holding on to the back of Plum. This is what was going to be the problem for Plum. In the sprint race, he avoided the crash, and that gave him a huge lead. But in this time, there was a huge crash, and there was a safety car, which brought everyone back together. So now he's going to have to focus on defending more so than he ever had to before. As we head through to lap 5, you can see the fastest lap going down the grid as this group of 5 cars leads us through the track. I'm going to be curious to see how many movement we're going to see. And actually, there's the movement right there. Governor moves up into P6. And he is going to secure that place. And that, no doubt, is due to having a good front wing. But now he's going to have to hold off Fox, who's trying to re-chase him down. And oh, he's going to go deep into that turn. That's going to leave the door open for Jay. Jay's going to try and hang it around the outside. You don't see that there often, folks. Jay hanging it around the outside in Sector 2, Miami. And he's going to take over P7 as Fox is going to lose another position. And already he's got Nemesis and Badger behind him. That was a fantastic move there by Jay. Opportunistic. You take what's given, and if your opponent makes a mistake, you capitalize on it. And Jay made sure of it there. As this group of 4 cars is still fighting tooth and nail, Plum is going to maintain the lead that time. But you can see Daza is still right on his rear wing. Surprised that there hasn't been more contact. As you can see, Slushy is trying. I mean, this is the thing. When you're attacking this much, you have to be worried. And now look at that! Sid on the inside of Slushy is going to take over P3, but now is that going to cost him? Is Slushy going to be able to make the move back? Down the front stretch, do we see moves on both sides? Daza, oh, Sid's going to go ahead and try and make the move. We're almost 3 wide. The Audi of Slushy's going to go to the inside. Slushy's going to take those contact. They're both in the wall. And now Calgano's going to sneak around the inside. Slushy has damage. Calgano will take P4. I believe Plum has damage as well. We'll get a good look here. Slushy definitely has damage. And there is damage on Plum's car as well. And Sed, out of absolutely nowhere, takes over the lead of this race. Unbelievable. And actually, look at this. Plum is going to stay out. Slushy is going to go into the pit. So an interesting decision here. The Audi of Governor is going to go around. Jay is going to take over. Slushy's going to fall all the way down to P12 now. With that pit, and very unfortunate. It just kind of looked like what you would describe as netcode, where the 2 cars kind of just get locked together. Just very unfortunate. But Said is probably thanking them. I mean, you kind of were wondering if something was going to happen simply because it was almost like 3 into 1, but that is not what I thought was going to happen. As now you have 2 Racing Bulls here in P1 and P3. But now if you're Daza, you got to feel at least a little slighted because you were maintaining second place, doing everything you can. You're about to take the lead, and then a Racing Bull comes absolutely out of left field and takes the lead from you. Then you got to be probably feeling very motivated to try and get back that lead that was probably what you think is rightfully yours. Kaizu is going to get the race's first penalty, which is a 3-second time penalty for track limit violations. So far, still maintaining that lead, but here's the thing. Actually, Calgano has worked his way back up. Plum will still maintain P4, despite the slightly broken wing. Actually, I will say, it looks like he is only missing an end plate, in which Slushy was missing the front side of it. Yeah, so he is only missing an end plate. So that might be why Plum didn't pit immediately, that he's going to go ahead and continue on his stint. And actually, talking about the stints, looking at the tires, everyone is on the mediums. John DT, the only one who stayed on the hards. Or sorry, remember, he went back on the hards after pitting for a new front wing. So right now, we will see when people begin to pit. Shockingly, in the Division 1 race, we witnessed Dre, the winner of the sprint and the race. We actually witnessed him take these mediums 16 laps, if you would believe that. He had 80% wear in 3 tires by the end of the race. So it is possible to take these mediums a little bit further than maybe what you would think. In which I can imagine that this may be, if that is the case, this could be a one-stop race. Because say, if these drivers maintained and took these mediums to say lap 15 even, if they pitted for the hards, they're good to the end of the race. So this is very much a one-stop style race. And you can see the gap right there. It is not much. Daza has been slowly maintaining that gap right there, trying to stay glued to the rear wing of Said. And as we've seen in this, or in these regulations, it is very much dependent on capitalizing on mistakes. And you really do that by maintaining very, very small gaps. That if something messes up or someone messes up, then right there you can be ready to capitalize on it. And that is what Daza is doing right now. But to be fair as well, if you're Daza, you got to be happy as well. And oh, moment! Oh, and he's going to hit Said! Oh, my word! I don't know if that was on purpose. From the camera angle, I do not know if that was on purpose. I do not know if Said has damage. We're about to see. But Said is going to go around, and Daza is going to take the lead. I did not see tire smoke from a lockup. So I don't know if Daza outbraked himself or if he purposely hit Said. I don't know what necessarily happened. And now look at this. Now Calgano is going to take advantage, and a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact as Calgano's going to try and fight for the lead. A little bit more wheel contact, but Daza's going to be able to maintain that lead for right now. And actually, Sed has already overtook Plum for P3. So it looks like Sed did not have damage, which he is probably going to be very thankful for. And it doesn't look like Daza has any damage as well. But I can imagine that the stewards are probably going to have something to say about that moment. And actually, you can see here, both the Alpine of Plum and Sed still fighting it out. And they will hit 10 laps on those medium tires. I am curious about when they're going to pit. And actually, we see our first pit. Angry Badger. He actually started on the hards, went to the mediums. Now he will switch back. Kaizu's going to come into the pits as well. So actually, Slushy is going to go ahead and gain 2 positions despite having to pit for that new front wing. Actually, wait a minute. It looks like he's going to have to... Is his front wing damage? Yes, he has some more front wing damage. So apparently there was another incident that Slushy got involved with that we did not catch on camera. So Slushy has more wing damage. And once again, I was saying that before, you can see the gap right here. It's not much. Calgano is right there. Same way that Daza was right there against Sed. Daza is ready and waiting for any little mistake, any little opening. As we head down the straight, is he going to go for the move? He is going to go for the move. Oh, he thought about it. You can see he was preparing for it, a little bit of a nudge. You can see he thought about it. He thought about going for the hero move, the hero dive bomb, but thought better of it, and we maintain where we are. And actually, we're going to see movement. Plum into the pits. He's going to fall down the order. Actually, how about that? Governor into the pits as well. Fox will go into the pits. So it looks like 11 laps is going to be the most that we'll see of the mediums from those drivers, but these other drivers at the front are continuing to race. So now I will be curious to see where this goes. You see Plum will go onto the hard compound. SJ or Governor will go onto the hard compound as well. Fox the same way. So it looks like there is a real possibility of a lot of these drivers going for the one stop. And I think in that case, these leaders, they might be trying to go for the overcut. And oh, that's going to be unfortunate. Governor with 3-second time penalty for track limits violations. And that will probably come back to hurt him later in this race as we get closer to the end. Heading down the front stretch, Calgano, it looks like, lost a little bit of time out of Sector 2. It's not going to be able to make the move, but here's the thing. Sed has already worked his way back to his teammate, and I'm curious to see what they will choose to do. Both the teammates, both Racing Bulls have been fastest. Sed was in the lead. He was the fastest until that incident with Daza. I'm curious to see how this may affect as we are now in lap 13 out of 29. One more lap and we will be officially halfway through this race. And now maybe we have a movement here. Sed looking to the inside. He's going to be late on the brakes, but it's not going to be enough. So it looks like the two teammates are not going to be helping each other, as now Calgano's had to defend against Sed. So now he's lost time against Daza. And it looks like Sed is going to probably take advantage. A little bit of a slide there. And now we will see if there's going to be any sort of movement. Oh, and now look at that. Calgano's going to run wide. Oh, and he's very lucky that that did not cost him a spot. And he's going to peel into the pits. Calgano enters the pits. He's going to be the first one out of this lead group to pit. And I can imagine that he is going for the one stop. And he's going to slap on a new pair of hard tires. Nemesis is going to overtake him. How many positions is he going to lose? Here comes Plum. Is Calgano going to be able to get out? No, Plum is going to maintain it. John DT into the pit as well. But here comes the Audi of Governor. Calgano is just barely going to get out ahead of him and maintain P6. As John DT is going to get off of his hard tires and put on a new pair of mediums. So I am curious to see what this is going to look like. And actually, I think we have a fight out of the pits. And yes, actually, Fox is catching up. And actually, Fox, either that is a glitch or he is missing part of his front wing once again. As Fox is slowly chasing down John DT. I mean, they were racing right out of the pit lane. And right now, Daza able to escape, or sorry, not escape, but be outside of Ced's range. As you can see, Ced is getting any little slipstream that he can. But the question once again remaining: when are these drivers going to pit? And they're both going to pit on the same lap. And Daza's going to get a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That is going to hurt. Here comes Jang into the pit lane. Nemesis as well. So now let's see. Daza is going to get out of the pit lane and he's going to go. Now here comes Ced. Plum will inherit the lead. They might be racing out of here. Plum will take the lead. Calgano into P2. Daza out of the pit lane in P3. But now, and it's going to be close, but Ced is going to be able to get out ahead of Governor. And now this race just got a lot more interesting. Despite the incident, Plum will maintain now the lead with Calgano 2 seconds behind him and Daza with a 10-second penalty. Things have gotten a lot more interesting here. And actually, right now, we may see movement as Angry Badger is actually slowly chasing down Slushy. I've been keeping this battle out of the corner of my eye. Slushy on 8-lap old mediums. He had to pit once again. Remember, he had to pit for that new front wing. And I don't know if he is still having front wing issues or not. But right now, Angry Badger on the semi-fresh hards are slowly chasing him down. And now look at that. Slushy is saving battery. Badger is not. Down the inside. Is he going to be able to maintain it? He will for now. Does the Audi have a response? Badger's going to be able to hold on for right now. And Slushy is going to go into the pits. He must have had a damaged front wing. And that means Badger's going to maintain that lead. But now he's got to contend with Jay, who is on the freshest of the hard tires. And he is slowly chasing down Badger as well. And now, actually, this is going to be interesting. Calgano has actually worked his way down just to about a second, chasing down Plum. Daza within half a second of Calgano. This could be an interesting three-way battle. As we said before, all these drivers are on the fresh hard tires. If they are attempting the one-stop, they are on that correct strategy. That does not account for safety cars. But if we stay green, everything would stay as it is. That the one-stop would be the most viable. As Daza is slowly trying to chase him down. Plum is saving battery to make sure he has enough for these other straights. down into the hairpin, and now every single one of these drivers is within a second of each other. Slushy's going to get a 3-second time penalty for track limits violations. And this is about to be a very interesting battle. You can see Ced in the background. That when will he become a factor as well? Ced is going to get a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Actually, we'll go on board with Plum. You guys can see behind him. That is the gap. That is the margin he is working with. And now maybe we'll see movement as we move to Calgano. You can see the McLaren of Daza is right there and ready. Is he going to choose to make the move? It looks like no. It looks like he's going to choose to hold off for right now. But that brake is not going to help him. Calgano braked a little bit earlier than probably you normally would. So now Daza is going to be even closer. And now Plum is going to get a 3-second time penalty for track limits violations. So now this could be even more interesting, as both Racing Bulls are the only ones in the top 5 who do not have time penalties. And especially, it's going to be worse for Daza. And actually, that's not going to help either. Kagano somehow maintaining it after going really deep in the hairpin. But as we said before, Daza has a 10-second penalty because of speeding in the pit lane. Plum has a 3-second time penalty. So they have to be mindful of those penalties, as we are right now at 11 laps to go, more than halfway through this race. And the move was made as I was taking a drink. Calgano is going to take over the lead of this race. Plum in P2 now having to defend against Daza. You can see Calgano already trying to break the slipstream, moving a little bit. But now here's the question. Daza looking to the outside. That's going to get blocked. Now switching to the inside. Is he going to have the move? Down into the hairpin, and no, right now, Plum is going to be able to hang it around the outside and keep it. But now look at that. Ced has entered the chat. So now we have a top 4 battle as we hit 10 laps to go here in the race. The Division 1 race was interesting because we started the race on basically downpour conditions, starting on wets and inters, and then it was more of a question of when were you going to pit. This is an all-out scrap, and that's going to show right there. There's contact, and now there's a huge traffic jam. Plum will take the lead. Calgano is going to maintain P2. Daza P3. Ced maintains and watches from a distance. That was almost a huge traffic jam. And now are we going to see movement? Daza to the inside of Calgano. Calgano moved to the inside. 3 into 1 once again. Who is going to make the move? Ced around the outside. Is he going to be able to hold on against his teammates? On the inside. There he goes. Is he going to be able to hold on? Still going. And he's going to be able to hold on for right now. Ced out of nowhere with the double overtake once again. He did it before, and he took the lead. This time he does it, and he takes P2. Unbelievable driving from Ced, as now he has the lead of the race right in front of him and ready. And now that is not going to help once again. Does Daza have a move? Daza side by side. There's still wheel-to-wheel contact. They aren't giving any quarter. Daza still side by side, holding his ground. On the outside, he's going to switch, and it looks like he's going to hold on for right now. Such a very close race, and now are we going to see movement here? Yes, he's using the battery. Set on the inside. And now he has to brake. And look at that. Plum fighting back. Plum is going to maintain the lead. And now Duz is going to take over. P3 safety car deployed. Safety car is deployed. The one thing that could throw everything out of whack is here. As I believe it was Kaizu with that time penalty and the accident causing the safety car. You can see Slushy's already into the pits. I can imagine that this is going to be a race on pit lane with just about 9 laps to go. I am curious to see Slushy will put on a fresh pair of mediums. And now it comes down to this. And here's the thing, Daza will get to serve his penalty, but that also means he's going to end up losing time. So this is going to be a very important race on pit lane. But you have to keep in mind as well, Sed is only on 5-lap old hards. Does he stay in or go out? Or he's going to stay in. He's going to go in. Everyone coming to pit lane. And even Calgano will go to pit lane as well. Governor into it. So here we go. Race on pit lane. Who is going to make it? Oh, and Governor's going to get a 10-second time penalty. Plum into the pits. He's going to put on a fresh set of hards. And now Sed is going to take the lead with a very fast pit stop on fresh mediums. Fresh mediums for Governor. Calgano onto the softs. Daza onto the hards. Jay onto the softs. And here we go. Project Nemesis is going to maintain and take over P7. John DT into the pits as well. Everyone coming into the pits. Fox will pit as well. This is going to be a superb ending to this race. Everyone on fresh tires. Everyone on different compounds even. And the biggest question mark is going to be those time penalties. You can see right now, Governor has 13 seconds worth of penalties, 3 from the track limits, and from the pit lane. I am curious to see, is he going to pit to try and clear that 10 seconds? Or is he going to try and maintain it? Because with the safety car bunching everyone together, having a 13-second time penalty is devastating and drops you to the back of the grid. But we will see. Safety car lights are still on. We're still waiting for several drivers. I can imagine we will have one more lap. I will watch and make sure, as the lights are still on, I believe. Heading around. And yes, safety car will continue for another lap. But don't go anywhere. This is going to be a fantastic ending, and you won't miss anything. And actually, look at that. Governor will pit to clear that 13 seconds worth of time penalties, so he can go ahead and clear that. And I am curious to see, he is going to go ahead and put on a fresh pair of softs. So he's going to have a pair of soft tires to start this race. But don't go anywhere. You guys won't miss anything as we get back and get ready to go back here in Miami. Welcome back to Rush Racing League here in Division 2. We are about to get back underway here as the safety car is in this lap. Said will take control of the field. And this is about to be a fantastic ending. And now will Said choose to go now. It looks like he is choosing to go now. Green flag is back in the air and we are back under racing. Said is going to get the huge launch that he possibly needed. As green flag back in the air and we are underway here with 6 laps to go. And looking here at the tires, everyone came in during the safety car to pit. And everyone is on different compounds, and I'm curious to see how this is going to go. And right now, in terms of the penalties, right now, Plum in the top 5 there, he's in P2. He has 3 seconds worth of time penalties from track limits violations. And actually, look at that. Daza was actually able to clear his during the safety car. In the pit lane, is he going to be able to make a move around Calgano? Around to the outside, side by side. Who is going to be able to make the move stick? And still right there as Zaza is going to be forced to remain there. As already Calgano has fallen 2 seconds behind Plum. And that is going to help Plum because if he can manage and pull out a 3-second gap, he won't have to worry about losing any positions. And you can see right now, Said maintaining that lead ahead of Plum. Said with the fastest lap. No, Plum is going to steal it away from him. We may have a battle to the end. And I'm curious about this. Here's the problem. The downside is that Calgano and Jay on the softs, you need to make use of them. If you can't make use of them right now, all they're going to end up doing is just continuing to wear. And ignore the thing in the top left. Safety car is not underway. And actually, look at this. Daza down the inside. Is he going to make it? He had to brake early. Is that going to mess up Calgano? Calgano just remains unfazed as he just continues on his way. But Daza looks like he's getting impatient with a shot at the podium. He wants to make this pass done and dusted, as now we may see a fight ensue here soon. You can see the Alpine of Plum still slowly gaining on Said. I'm curious to see how long this is going to end up happening. You can see Nemesis trying to hold his place, but he's got a lot of drivers behind him. Excuse me, around the outside. Does Badger make the move stick? He's trying to, and he's going to make the move. Badger's going to move up into P6. Now Slushy and the Governor are going to try and make moves as well. Badger with the move done. Now Plum, look at this. Plum chasing down Said, but he just doesn't have any battery left. Trying to chase down Said. And now having to try and conserve that battery. Said is leading him on that battery. And actually Daza was able to get the move done in that same space, as Daza now moves into a podium position here with just about 3 laps to go. And actually, look at that too. Nemesis was able to maintain his gap as well. He was able to retake the position. Now Badger is going to be under threat from Slushy. Where is Slushy going to end up placing? Does Slushy have a move down here into the hairpin? Down the long front stretch, and he is going to let off the gas, and now to the inside. There is a little bit of room, but Badger's going to maintain it. And now Nemesis with a little bit of a slow exit. Badger's down the inside. Slushy's down the inside. Nemesis still side by side, holding his own on the outside. To the inside. It looked like there was a little bit of contact, but it won't matter. Badger will maintain P6 and Slushy in P7. And now look at the Governor. The Governor getting it done, trying to maintain that momentum and try to overtake Project Nemesis as well. And you can see here's Plum still trying to chase down Ced, as Daza has now caught up to Plum as well. And now look at this. Nemesis has overtaken. We got a lot of drivers going every which way. Slushy into P6. Nemesis P7. Governor in P8. And Badger falls to P9. This grid is moving up and down, over and over. The one movement I'm more shocked about is that we haven't seen any moves at the front. As we hit 2 laps to go. Now Kaizu will get a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting, and Kaizu is going to retire with 2 laps to go. That won't cause a safety car, but it is a caution in Sector 1. They got him off the track, so here we go. And actually, Daza is looking to make the move. Right now, he is within that time range anyway, but I can imagine he still wants to take that position anyway. As here we go, down the straight. Battery and straight mode. And now the lift and coast, saving battery. You can see how close the gap really is. Both drivers, or all 3 of these drivers, all within a half second of each other. The biggest question, with only 1.5, maybe 1.25 laps to go, who is going to make the move? Who is going to be the daring one to try and make a move and make it stick? Is it going to be Plum? Plum thought about it. Instead, he held off. So here we go. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go. As Ced leads, Plum in P2, Daza P3. Will they be in that order on their way home? And now, is there contact? Yeah, Plum is missing an end plate, so that is really going to hurt him as well. How is that going to affect? The camera angle didn't catch it. Maybe there was contact to the back of Ced's car. There is a caution as Project Nemesis will fall down the grid again as well. And now here we go. Daza is making the move. Looking to make the move on the inside. Using everything that he can. Can he get past? He will. Not if Plum has anything to say about it. As we head through Sector 2, Daza maintaining. This could be a half lap dash to the finish. Daza still within half a second of Ced. Daza has the overtake mode still engaged. Who is going to get back here first? Down the final front stretch. Straight mode and battery activated. Did Ced save enough battery? Right now it looks like he did. Can he maintain it? Daza slowly closing in to the braking zone. Can Ced maintain it? It looks like he will. Rounding the final corner. And it's going to be Ced who wins the Miami Grand Prix. Daza in P2. Plum in P3 for right now. And Calgano will come home in P4. Jay in P5. Slushy P6. London or Governor in P7. Sorry, P8. Nemesis moves into P7. Governor P8, Badger P9, John DT will fall to 11th, I believe, and Kaizu or sorry, I believe Fox. Yeah, Fox into P10. What a dash to the finish. A fantastic race from all of these drivers. And we'll go ahead and show you it right here. Your race winner is Said. Plum gets the fastest lap. Said will get driver of the day. And most overtakes goes to Slushy. And to finally round it out, here is your final grid. Said will come home with the win, starting from 5th. And he will get the race win. Daza in P2, Plum in P3, Calgano P4, Jay P5, Slushy P6, Nemesis P7, Governor P8, Angry Badger P9, Fox P10, John DT P11, and then our retirements, unfortunately, both Aston Martins, Kaizu in P12 and Iron in P13. What an unbelievable race. Down to the end. What a fantastic race from our drivers. I hope that was entertaining for all of you guys, because that was very entertaining for me as the commentator. But unfortunately, that is going to wrap it up here for today. I hope you guys all have enjoyed this presentation of Rush Racing in Division 1 earlier, Division 2 now. We appreciate all of the love and support that you guys have shown us. We appreciate all of it. Thank you guys so much for everything. We hope to see you again here next week for the next race. Every Saturday will be the next race, and I will make sure to double check the calendar, as next week's race will be taking place at Interlagos in Brazil, a very popular track and a very good track in my opinion. But that is for next week. I hope you guys all have a great day or a great night wherever you guys are. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. As always, my name is GameHawk, and I was the host and commentator for today. And I hope you guys all have a great time.